Okay, this is going to be factoring monomials. It's on page 501 in your textbook. Our objectives are to identify a prime polynomial and to factor out a common monomial, and how we will do that. Okay? A prime polynomial. Prime polynomial. Well, what do we know about the word prime? Yes, we know that a prime number is a number that has only two factors, one in itself. 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, 11, 19, 29, 37. Prime numbers. So a prime polynomial will be a polynomial that cannot be factored any further, like these. There is nothing in common between 2x and 1, 3x squared and 2, 15pq and 2r squared. Since there is nothing in common, they are considered a prime polynomial. So it's a polynomial with no common factors. Okay, or terms. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Okay, prime polynomial. Okay, so if you can't factor polynomial anymore, you can just say that it is prime. Let's look at these and tell me if they're factorable or prime. 3x squared plus x, do they have common factors? Yes, an x and an x, so it is factorable. 4x minus 2, is there a common factor? Factorable, prime. You said factorable. xyz plus x minus 2y, common factor? I hope you said no. 6xy minus 5z, common factor? No. X cubed plus y plus xy, common factor? You said yes. 12x minus 24, prime, common factor? I hope you said there was a common factor. 3x squared minus 5, prime, common factor? I hope you said prime. 2x plus 1, I hope you said prime. X minus 3, I hope you said prime. 2x plus 4xy minus 6, I hope you said factorable. Let's look at factoring by first removing the greatest common monomial. In order to do that, we need to find the greatest common factor. Number GCF is the greatest common factor. We need to look at each part. The coefficient, which is the number, and the variable. Common factor in the variable. They both have an x. Okay? So we'll look at both of those terms when you're looking at factoring out. Okay? In this particular case, 4x plus 8y. Do you have that in your notes? These next three that I'm going to do are in your notes. 4x plus 8y. Look at the coefficients. 4 and 8. They both have a common factor. 4 is made up of 2 2's. 8 is made up of 3. So that means 8 has 2 to spare. So our greatest common factor is 4. I'm going to factor out a 4. That means I take 4 and divide it by 4, and 8 and divide it by 4. The 4 jumps out in front. Basically, I'm undistributing. Okay? So I'm taking out my 4. 4 divided by 4 leaves me with x. 8 divided by 4 leaves me with 2y. So my answer is 4x times the quantity x plus 2y. How about this one? What's my common factor? I have a 5, I have a 10, I have a 15. I have an x, I have a y, and I have a z. None of my variables are the same, but I have a common factor of 5. Let's pull out the 5. 5 divided by 5, 10 divided by 5, and 15 divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1x, plus 10 divided by 5 is 2y, plus 15 divided by 5 is 3z. See if we're correct. Yes, we are. Next one. Common factor, 3y plus 9. 3 and 9, is there a common factor? 3. Y and no variables, so 3 divided by 3 is 1y, plus 9 divided by 3 is 3. We are correct. How about here? Coefficients. 10, 2, 12. Common factor of 2. X cubed, x squared, x. Common variable of x. We're going to pull out both of those. So 2x. 10 divided by 2 is 5. X cubed divided by x. When we divide variables, what do we do with the coefficients? Subtract. 5x squared plus 2 divided by 2 is 1. X squared divided by x is x. Plus 12 divided by 2 is 6. X divided by x is 1. 2x times the quantity, 5x squared plus x plus 6. Is that correct? It is exactly the same. Factoring out polynomials. Making sure that we understand that information. Any questions? Make sure you see me for your guided practice problems.